Okay, so this is a beginning of a build on a e-bike or an electric bike, and so here we have a early 1990s specialized stump jumper frame. It's a frame I've had for a long time. I got it on eBay, upgraded, put it in the basement. Now I got the e-bike bug, and so we're going to build an e-bike. I have a lot of parts on order. I have, a lot of background with bicycling, nothing professional, just working on bikes since I was 12 years old. I'm 52 now. I've built all my own bikes since I was 30. And just an example, here's a, it's upside down, but it's a specialized rock hopper. And I believe in Specialized. They've always been a good bike. They're strong. You can't break them. And when you're talking about upgrades and parts, you can't go wrong. So anyway, another hard rock. It's kind of hard to see. It's a Specialized hard rock. You can't beat those. I'm going to do a electronic trike after I can do this e-bike. But one thing you got to know, once you get started on an e-bike, the money really goes quick. So my advice to you is just go out and buy a e-bike that's already built, because it's going to be so much cheaper but a lot less fun. So I'm doing this for the fun, and this is the blank canvas. It's a Specialized stump jumper, and my brother and his wife, I'm going to be building e-bikes for them too. My brother's got a bike exactly like this one, maybe a couple years older, or a couple years newer, but yeah, so this is December 27th, 2018, so this one's going to take not very long to build, but it's going to take a long time to buy the batteries. But hey, it's not going to be warm for a while, so I'm just going to do this step by step. But this is step one, and I'll be back with you when we have more parts. This is a trick for mountain bikes if you don't want to beat up your chainstay with your chain when you're bombing down a hill. You just take an old inner tube and cut it into a strip and wrap it around and wrap the ends with electrical tape. It'll keep that chainstay, especially on that high-dollar frame. This frame isn't really, worth it, but I put a good paint job on it, so might as well save it. So for a couple bucks, you can save a $500 frame or whatever your frame is. So that's just the next step in it, and on to the next step in the build coming soon. Okay, so this is day two. This is my brother's bike. It's pretty much the same as mine. It doesn't have hardly any miles on it at all since I put it together. But we're going to start tearing it down to put the e-bike kit on it. And so the first thing we're going to do, see how that's all close. There's just 2 gears on the front. We're going to tear it down and put a triple chain wheel on the front. And so now we're going to just tear that off and install the old bottom bracket out of my bike and put that baby in there and update it when I got to put in. But there's my frame right there, so not to confuse, but there's my frame right there. So that's on the back burner for now, because the spokes that I got in the mail today are not the right ones for the front wheel. And so I'm going to show you how to build a wheel here later on. So, okay, so I got the cranks off my brother's bike. Everything worked out fine. I need to order bolts and the outer chain ring, but we're going to put that on hold there, and I'll explain later why. But the threads are good. The threads are a little rusty on my bike. I'm going to chase those using a homemade thread chase that you can see on YouTube. But like I said, the spokes that I got were the wrong spokes. So, but guess what we have? See what came FedEx today? Look at that. That is the rear hub and motor for my bike. So what is better? I love seeing unboxings, so we're going to unbox this baby. I'm going to set up the camera, and we'll check it out. Alright, so we're going to unbox this thing. Hundreds I've seen. Now there's a LED light set. And turn another light on. Doesn't help that much. And I'll take a couple pictures here. Box of stuff. Let's see them all. They're good at 20 pounds. There it is. E-Bike 48 volt, 1200 watt, 26 inch, thank God. So, I'm going to put this thing back in the box and figure out what the next scene is going to be. Okay, so I'm back. The schedule is all changed because the parts I ordered in the mail are still in the mail. They're still on their way due to the weather. And so anyway, what I ended up doing is this retainer to keep the axle from over torquing and spinning inside the dropouts here. There's no way that this piece is going to line up with anything, so what I did is I made my own. It didn't turn out too bad. Check out this little, see, not too much play there. So this is going to go like that. This is going to line up right there. Didn't really take that much time. I've done a lot more hand filing than this. So anyway, that's too big. But just to demonstrate, you know, that the hole's lined up, you know. So anyway, just need a smaller bolt, and so that part's done. So that took about a couple hours. All right, here's the bolt. There's the bolt right there, man. See, piece of cake. All right, so that's done, and I'm going to do something like that similar for my brother's bike, but it's not going to be near that fancy. I think I'm going to make a notch right there because I had to cut the wires to make that work, which I'm going to set up kind of a master plug, you know, for mine, but for his I'm just going to do the basic thing, so that way if it breaks down for him it's all stock. So anyway, not sure what I'm going to do next. It just depends on what the mail brings. So anyway, that's the next step. So I'm really happy that's done, because that way there's just no way this is going to over torque and spin that that axle in the dropouts. It's strong. So anyway, until next time. Well, check it out. Looks like we got some stuff in the mail today. So we're going to do some unboxing, not on camera, but that one in the big box, that's going to be the tire. That'll be, you'll see that really quick here as soon as I get it mounted on the back wheel. And that one in that tall box, that's the bars. That'll be on the forks. Those are going to come in a couple days. Plus my wheel for my brother's bike, it's right over there. It's going to come in a couple days too. So I'll be pretty much done with what I can do on my bike here in a couple days. His stuff will come in a couple days, and then we'll start working on his. Not to confuse the two, but right now we're working on my bike, and we're going to wrap up what I can do with that here really soon. So on to the next video. Okay, so I got the back tire on, and it went on really easy. It's 2.25 CST Rockhawk, and I actually used a heavy-duty tube, and I got it at Walmart. It was like $6. Hold on. Yeah, it was that, and it actually came with 2 tire levers, but I didn't even need the tire levers to get the tire on. It went on pretty easy. Some tires go on easy, some tires are a real nightmare. These Michelin, I usually run these, but these are super light and super thin. The Michelin Country Dry 2s, I love them, but you know, they're just super light and they grip good on all terrain, and but they're thin and they are light. And when you got a 60-pound bike, I think you want something a little beefier. So I put a heavy-duty tire and a heavy-duty tube on the back. And but it's nice to know, because these tires, you know, if you want to fix a flat on the side of the road with one of these e-bikes, you want to do it with the tire on the bike. It's just way too much work and too much risk and too much pain trying to get that 20-pound wheel off that bike. I mean, half the reason I work on this thing when it's upside down, even when the tire's bolted in, you're just like, wow, well, I want gravity to help me along, because this thing is a monster. When you loosen this, look at this. You just loosen it a little bit, man, and this thing just wants to knit. I mean, that's spooky. So anyway, yeah, I mean, it really went well. I got the brakes for the back. I already have the calipers, or the calipers for the front. But I really want to show one thing that these bikes, there's so many videos on how to build these e-bikes. I mean, I got I got all my information off YouTube, but there's one thing that I have not found anywhere else that I want to show everybody, because it's like the only thing that I found that no one else did. So I'm gonna wait for a couple parts, and really the fun part's gonna be when we get the wheel for my brother's bike. I'll try not to be such a spaz when we open his up, and when we get my forks, that's really going to be a treat. So anyway, I think I'm done for tonight. It's like 7:30, man, and I've been working all day, and so anyway, wait till the next video. Well, check out what came in the mail today. Look at those babies. How about that, folks? These are the real deal, the old rock shop. Well, here's the next episode in the video, so check these out. These are the forks, and those are sweet. They're in really good shape. They still got, compression. They're not going to be needing a rebuild for at least, till next winter, and so they're going to be good for this year. And those are the bars. Yeah, these forks are pretty sweet. They are kind of ancient, but hey, they're going to really look nice when they're on the bike, and they're not that heavy. So I'm going to put the bearings in the headset, and then I'll put the forks on, and then the handlebars, and then I'll be back. Oh, yeah, the wheel for my brother's bike is coming tomorrow, and so we're gonna kind of put mine on the back burner and kind of get his rolling, because his is going to be rolling first, because he's gonna buys batteries soon. So anyway, till next video. The bottom headset cone is in. Now top headset cone is in. Now it's onto the forks and the bars. Top headset cone is in. Now it's onto the forks and the bars. There it is. The forks and the bars are on. And here, let me turn this. So there it is. That's not the front wheel that's going to be on it. That's too light duty for this kind of bike. But I'll be putting together the wheel for the front soon. And this thing is pretty much going to be on the back burner for a while because I'm waiting for parts. And my brother's wheel will be in tomorrow, and we're going to shift over to his bike and start wrenching on it, because this thing is pretty much, until I get a battery, this thing is going to be on the back burner, but more parts to come. Oh yeah, I got to put bumpers right here, because every time you hit the frame it's going to scratch this. And I have to say that there's a little tiny ding here, but man, these forks are in great shape. I mean, for their age, they are in really good shape, and look how they look on that bike, man. Yeah, there's a lot of videos out there that help you with bikes, but sometimes a little experience and a little money will make a bike look pretty sweet. So anyway, there she is. Okay, so my bicycle right there is on the back burner for the moment. And now we got my brother's bike out. We're going to start working on that a little bit. And there's his, that came FedEx yesterday. And this is my brother's wheel. We're going to do a little bit more civilized unboxing on it. And so let's check it out. The box is certainly a lot nicer. It's got a tire and everything, but we're not going to use it. We're going to use the one that's on his bike. And this is just the, same old controller, brake lever, switches. Everything's always come really packed really nice, so from what I can tell. There it is. Yeah, very nice. Yeah, he got a really good deal. That was, I think he paid $130 on eBay. He got lucky on an auction, so I paid like $260 for mine. I wasn't looking for a deal, and I wanted the LCD display. in his little bag. So yeah, that's it. So we're gonna switch out the rim on the tire and put it on the bike, and then we'll be right back. So just real quick, I switched the tire, I got the rim on the bike, and the next thing is to make that brace for the axle. It's important you do that because apparently the risk is the axle will spin in the dropouts because of the torque. So I'm going to build something, I don't know if you can see it, something like that for my brother's bike, and it's a custom built, hand filed thing. It only takes a couple hours, surprisingly, and so I'm going to get to work on that, and I'll be back. Okay, so this is the first step of building a brace like this. You take a piece of metal, you drill a hole in it, you take some files. You actually take the round file and you get it close, and then you finish it up with a square file, a little square file, and a chainsaw file, and it doesn't turn out too bad. Check this out. And so then the next step is to line it up with this hole, drill the hole, and then just grind it down to a nice little shape and bend it, and then line it up with that hole. It works out pretty well. It helps to have a 2x72 sander, but you can do it with some grinders. But anyway, that's just showing that hey, it can be done, and it was done. So till next. Well, it's about three and a half hours later, and I finally finished the bracket, and that way the bracket won't. The bracket will keep the axle from over torquing and breaking the dropouts. So anyway, next thing, I just got the mail. I got some spokes to finish my front wheel on mine, so I'm going to put the bottom bracket in his, and that's pretty much it until I can get onto that special thing that I've been talking about, that thing that no one else addressed. But anyway, more on that later. So my brother's bottom bracket has been installed. On to the next. The next is my front wheel. This thing is ready to go too. I just need to get those parts that I want to get to do my little demonstration, and we'll be back soon. Okay, well, we're getting ready to lace up the front wheel. There's the hub, and so we'll come back when the wheel is done. Alright, so I got the wheel laced up, but man, I got my work cut out for me. Look at that. Oh man, that's not good. Yeah, you know, so I'm going to give it a shot, but you know, my words of advice is if it's that bad, just get a new rim, because but you know, it was free, so we'll give it a shot. Alright, so I tightened up the spokes, and it's not too bad, but that one bump I can't get out is right on the seam of the rim, and that's just, so that's just the way it's going to have to be. I'm going to use it for the mock-up of the bike. It'll roll. It might have a little bump to it while I'm getting everything else figured out on the bike, but eventually, well, I'm going to start shopping for a rim right now, but you know, the budget on this bike is just through the moon, way overspent on the parts. So but that'll do for now. You know, it's only the 6th of January right now, so I'm not going to have to worry about, you know, replacing this thing till like March or April. But you know, it's I thought I could get a little better than that, but it was the worst tweak on that rim is right on the seam, and you can't get that out, and that's also where the flat spot is from the factory. So it's just, you know, just bad luck, but hey, it doesn't cost anything. It's a good Shimano hub. It's still got the spokes. It'll ride, you know, and I've certainly ridden on a lot worse, and sometimes you can't even feel it. You know, sometimes the bump kind of rides out, but I'm not gonna bet the farm on it. So anyway, next shot you'll see is on the bike, so I'm gonna put it on the bike. Well, I got it together and it's not very good. I mean, it looks good this way, but it doesn't look good this way. And then if I try to get that out, it just has a big hop in it. So it's good enough till I, you know, get it back together, and then, you know, and it's this, you know, it was worth a shot. But it's eventually going to have to be replaced. But at least that way I can still roll it around and mock it up and roll, and it'll ride. But you know, just not perfect. But it's good enough for now. A new wheel's like, you know, $130 if you want to build it the way you want. And I'm sure I can get, you know, there's nothing wrong with the hub or the spokes. I'm just going to get another wheel that same size and lace it back up. But, well, I thought I could get it. But, man, that one bend is right on the seam, so of the where the rim comes together, and it's just not coming out. So I already stripped a spoke nipple. It's not gonna come any tighter, so, and it's not gonna come together rolling. So I guess I'll just kind of do some window shopping on a rim, but that's not, you know, but hey, in a pinch it'll work. So till next time. Here's to get a better shot of the wheel. Doesn't look that bad on camera, but man, I'm telling you, it's got that one spot that I can't get out. But it'll ride. So I guess it just depends on how bad it rides when I get it together. But it can be one of the last things I, you know, readdress when I put the bike back together. But man, I really thought I had it. But anyway, till next video. It's kind of hard to see, but I put the disc on the front just to make sure there weren't any clearance issues. But yeah, no, I put the disc on, and yeah, that went great. I mean, that took about 5 minutes. So, but I'm not going to put the caliper on until I put the, you know, levers on and bars and all. Bars are on it, but I mean, you know, like all the controls and stuff, because I think I've got enough for today. That rim kind of bummed me out, but yeah, no, hey, it's gonna roll. You know, I mean, no problem. But till next time. Well, I lied. I couldn't let it go, so I took the unlaced the wheel, and I took the rim off, and I tried to like tweak it at the joint, and look at that. Yep, that baby came apart. I mean, that thing would have been. So I'm not sure, but I'm not riding that thing. So I'm just going to get another rim, which means I'm going to have to get new spokes, because I haven't found anything near this ERD, or effective rim diameter, which means, you know, calculating your spoke lengths. But so I taped up the joints of the lacing, so at least I'm not gonna have to relace it. I just get a new rim, and that'll save me a ton of time. But man, I ain't messing with that. That's ruined. So when my nephew tacoed this rim, something happened at the joint of the wheel, and that's why I had that hard spot that wouldn't true up. So that's messed up, man. But you know, 185-pound dude riding a 60-pound bike doing 40 miles an hour. You know, you don't want to hit anything with that with your front tire, because something bad will happen, and I ain't chancing it. So, but like I said, man, budget constraints, you know, dictates that we're gonna have to just wait. That's jacked up, man. Trying to get some light to that. So anyway, see if I can get this. Oh, you can see it. Yeah, one good hit and it's all over. So anyway, alright, it's fucked up, or it's messed up now. So that thing's going in the trash. Okay, so we have a surprise unboxing because I decided to just bite the bullet and buy a rim for the front. I mean, that thing is just ready to re-spoke, and it's just so much easier when you have it taped up like this to relace the wheel. Plus, I got some parts to put on my bike. You know, you see all those rags, so I got it on my bike, so you got to put bumpers on the forks, which is just easier to put on when there's a wheel on the front. So we're gonna see what this new rim looks like, and I hope it works, because I did a lot of research to find the right size. Well, that last bit just wants to ruin your day, that's for sure. Oh, boy. Tell you what, something's got to go right here pretty soon. Actually, things have been going really good. I shouldn't complain. I mean, these things have really been falling together. I guess you can't expect everything to go perfect. And apparently this is a good rim to use for all e-bike type wheels, so it's a good replacement for so yeah, so we'll see. It's only a 1/2 millimeter smaller, so it should work. Yeah, there's the new rim, so I'll be back after I lace it up and I'll let you know. Okay, well, I laced it up to the new rim and it actually went better than I expected. You know, when you tape the joints of the spokes together at the same pattern and everything's the same length and dimension, and the effective rim diameter is within a 1/2 millimeter, and you know, here's what you get. I mean, you get a perfectly straight wheel with no hops and no bends. So, you know, there it is. So it's going to be rocking, brand new. The only thing left to do is put the tire on. And so I'll put the tire on and I'll be right back. You gotta check that baby out. I mean, that's perfect. So there we go. Okay, so got the tire on, and it's looking good. It's all nice and straight. Yeah, don't go no straighter than that. And so I'm gonna repack the front wheel bearings first before I put the disc back on. The disc is way down the road, really, when you're talking a final. And so, wow, the next thing is I'm waiting on parts to show my little thing that I've been all up in arms about. So anyway, till the next video. Alright, so here's the thing that I was wanting to show all along. I finally got the parts, and it is this. The pedal assist sensor is expecting you to have a bottom bracket with the ring that locks the bracket for the pedal assist sensor like this, with a ring like that. Well, if you spend more than $10 on a bottom bracket, you're going to have a sealed bearing bottom bracket like that that does not have the ring. So what I did is I bought a clamp on that basically is something that you can run cables with on an older bike, and then you just simply make a bracket to clamp on the bike right here to add the sensor, because it's nice to spend $10 on a bottom bracket that you'll never have to replace again, and then just simply put on the ring for the sensor, and you can push it on as far as you want. It doesn't hit the sensor, it's right there, and it's gonna work fine. It's gonna catch the pulse from the magnets, and you'll be able to use pedal assist. So there it is. I wanted to show this a long time ago, but you know, some of them parts places on eBay, they just don't care if you have to wait 2 weeks to get your parts. So anyway, there it is. So that way you have a high-end, quote-unquote, $10 lifetime bottom bracket versus one that has, you know, cups and cones and bearings that'll get, you know, that as soon as they loosen up they get ruined, or you got to adjust them or re-grease them or repack them when they get wet. These you just put them on there. So this is good for, and I'm going to do the same on my bike. So this is my brother's bike, and he was by today and checked it out. We took measurements for batteries, and so the next thing is, so I have my pedal assist sensor on my bike now. There's a close-up. They both turned out really good. They are nice and close. Everything works great. I think the main reason I like the pedal assist sensor on this side is because that's the way it's supposed to be. It doesn't interfere with the other side. You know, you start spacing things out, things don't line up. If you put it on the other side, plus grease, plus if you throw a chain, I mean, this is just the way it's supposed to be. Plus, that looks pretty sweet. So we're going with that, and I don't really anticipate any problems because it's in the same place as the other sensor. And and another update, you know, instead of waiting till spring or summer and to get batteries and then they're sold out, or there's some weird, who knows, going on, you know, import service or new law, so we both took the plunge. We both bought our batteries, so we're going to be on these things sooner than later, so we might be riding these things in the snow. So anyway, we're just going to keep putting these things together. There's not much left to do, but yeah, his battery will probably be here in, you know, a few days. Mine might take a couple weeks because they have to build it, but anyway, yeah, things are going really good, and man, this is so much fun. So glad to be back into building bikes. I thought I was done. You build them, they're expensive, and this one is expensive, but hey, it's worth every penny. So anyway, till next. So now the front disc and caliper on my bike are installed. So we're just basically just turning bolts and getting all the parts on, and batteries are on the way. Till next video. Okay, so these are the rear brakes for my bike. They are installed, and I'm not going to run the cables for the brakes until the very last thing, because I need to keep these pads on them until I put the bumpers on, which will be near the end as well. So I'm just waiting on a tool to remove the freewheels, the cassettes, because I'm going to put my brother's came with a 6-speed. It needs a 7-speed because he's got 7-speed shifters. And then I'm going to put my 7-speed on his. I have a 7-speed on order, and pretty much as soon as we get the battery for his bike, it should be ready to put together and test. And then when my battery arrives, it's going to be a little while, because my battery was $650, and I got to wait to buy the charger. It's just too much money at one time. So, but yeah, his battery, it's going to be with the charger and everything, and so his is ready to go. His brakes, everything's ready to go on his, and so. Next thing we'll be doing is switching the gears over and getting his bike put together, and then it'll be ready to test. And mine will be kind of on the back burner, but hey, it's all coming together way faster than originally planned. I mean, it's like the 13th of January, and I mean by I don't even want to jinx it, but I mean, they're going to be put together a little bit faster than we'd originally anticipated, which I love. I mean, this is just, man, this is really, really a blast to put these together. So anyway, till next video. So I have the drivetrain on my brother's bike as far as the chain and everything goes. So his battery is delayed, but it's being sent to his house, and then he's going to bring it over. And so that's my brother's bike right there. I mean, it's it's pretty much ready to just bolt the battery on and hook it up and drive it. And here's my bike. I think that's looking pretty sweet. And pretty much the same thing. I just, my battery's going to be here, and it's Thursday now, so my battery's going to be here on Tuesday. And I got to hook up all the controls and the brakes and the shifters and all that. But I mean, that's only going to take a couple hours. I'm kind of focusing on my brother's bike now, because it pretty much already had all the controls hooked up, except for the front derailleur, which I still have to hook up, but I got it installed. I mean, it works, but I just have to hook the cable on. But really, next thing is just throw the battery on and hook the connections up and ride it. So it's coming together awful quick. And I actually ordered some parts for my trike that you can't even see it. But yeah, I don't want to get too far ahead of myself here. But yeah, I'm already ordering parts for the trike. So that's going to be coming soon. Alright, well, till next video. Well, we have my bike back up on the stand, and I just put on the drivetrain, the gears, and the cranks on the front, and the derailleurs and the chain, everything went together pretty well. Didn't really have any problems. Boy, the tolerances are really tight, but nothing is hitting. So that's really the main part, is all the gear shift and all that. So now I'm just waiting on some parts for the cables, cable ends. I need about, them little silver things right there, I need about 8 or 10 of those, and then I can put all the cables and controls, get them working. So, but no, everything's good. I mean, we could literally put the batteries on and run these things. There's my brother's right there. So, I mean, his is completely ready. I mean, his has got the brakes and the shifters and everything ready to go. So, I mean, we could literally, you could literally ride that thing right now. So, they're ready. We're going to get these things going and kind of tie things off, and then we're going to start, then I'm going to start working on that trike, and that trike is going to be pretty cool. So, anyway, till the next video. But yeah, man, they're coming together. Look at that baby, will you? Nice. Okay, so we're back on my bike. I found a couple cable ends in the toolbox. So anyway, I finished putting the display on, and all the controls are on, the brakes are on and working. And so, I mean, we're just waiting on batteries. So his is in the same place, my brother's bike, and yeah. So I mean, I just got to put the shifter cables on and the battery, and it's ready to ride. And my brother's bike is, I just have to put the cable on for the front derailleur and the battery, and it's ready to ride. But yeah, we can get on these things and ride them. So stay tuned. We're getting close. Yeah, take one more. That's how the controls are set up. Never cut your bars until you're all done, because then you run out of real estate. Look at all them controls. I mean, I still got to put a cell phone mount. I think I'm going to put it right there. So it might go over here. So anyway, yep, there it is. It's almost done. Okay, so we're just doing a little bit of a wrap up on my bike. I mean, mine is, completely ready to go, except for the pedals and seat. And when you're working on a bike, I mean, you just keep the pedals and seat off if you can. But yeah, something that is really another handy piece of information that I haven't seen on YouTube or anywhere else is, you see, most of these e-bikes come with a 7-speed. My brother's came with a 6-speed. That's a whole other nightmare. But most of them comes with a 7-speed, and I just use an old Dior derailleur. And if you don't have the shifting controls above the handlebars, you'll never make the throttle and brake work. I mean, I don't care. It's really kind of tough. So anyway, what I ended up doing is just putting an old set of Dior SIS shifters. I actually had like 2 pair of these. I actually ordered 2 more because I think people are figuring it out. They're just not basically. I mean, anytime you go to eBay, these things are kind of getting expensive. But yeah, just the good old-fashioned Dior, SIS or Dior XT, SIS or any 7-speed. But yeah, let me just show this real quick. So this is all brand new stuff. I mean, that Dior derailleur I just got off eBay, and that thing was in premium, condition. But every time I use SRAM, that stuff never works. So anyway, let's see if I can't set this up. So there's the 7th gear, 6, 5, 4, 3. Come on, baby. There we go. 2, and then last one. So it's a little tight, again, all these gears have to break in, but nothing worse than gears not working, because sooner or later you're going to have to pedal one of these things. Run out of battery, something goes wrong, you don't want to use your gears. So anyway, and my brother's 6-speed, I got it. It works. It's got different kind of shifters, which it's kind of hard to explain. But anyway, different kind of shifters, but they work. And the 6-speed works fine. But that's a whole 6-speed that I had to shim up, and those 3 shifters I got are for him are plastic. You can get those from China all day long for $10 for the set. So, but they say they're 7-speed shifters, but they're not. They're 6. I mean, they say 7-speed, but you go into 6 gear, it goes 6-7. I mean, it's just like they're not. They're only for 6 speeds, so they won't work. But these babies will work, and they work on the SIS. So yeah. Anyway, so now, I mean, the only thing left to do is put the pedals on mine, the seat on mine, and the front cable on the front derailleur on his, which I'm just not gonna mess with now, because I can hook that up when I'm hooking up all the leads for his battery, and we can do that anytime. But anyway, yeah, this is really it's Sunday. Gotta look up the date. Yeesh. Sunday, January 20th, and my battery will come on Tuesday, and I don't know, my battery will come on Tuesday the 22nd, and shit, and yeah, my battery will come on the 22nd. His will come, I don't know what's going to his house, and he'll probably just bring it up like next weekend or the next weekend. But yeah, they are literally ready to go. You could hop on his bike right now and ride it, and I could put a seat and pedals on mine and ride it. My pedals are right here. Pedals take a minute, seat takes a couple minutes, and whichever battery gets here first is the one we're installing and testing. So anyway, this is it. I'm going to go watch some football, and catch you guys on the next video. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, the moment that we've all been waiting for. This is the big money box. This is the battery. So we're talking like a major purchase, $650. Major purchase. Ouch. Yeah, that hurt. So anyway, check this out. Hazardous, well, I guess I can focus, but yeah, hazardous materials, and yeah, that's what that says. So anyway, we're gonna unbox this thing. We're gonna apparently only got 8 minutes of video left before I have to like move the file. So anyway, here we go. Heavy. $600 plus shipping, and that hurt, man. That hurt. So. So yeah, that's a 52 volt. $12 amp hour battery, top of the line. Didn't want to mess around with batteries, and I can switch it over to the Trike when I build it. So now the moment of truth, we got to make sure it fits in the frame. So it mounts on magnets right here. So, oh, thank God. Yeah, plenty of room, and that'll fit, and that'll fit on the Trike, which I'm actually buying another frame for the Trike. I mean, I'm already $1,700 over budget. So, what's another $100 for a frame that's going to fit? You know, that red thing you can't even see back there that's buried, it's a 17-inch frame. I'm buying a 15-inch frame. It's just like it. It's an old Specialized hard rock. And I figure, well, you know, it's just easy. So anyway, a lot more all the parts are coming for the Trike tomorrow except for the frame. And the only thing I'm going to have to order to finish the Trike is the actual, you know, the motor, the wheel for the front to drive the Trike. So anyway, I got some, you know, I got to figure out the wiring for the battery, and I got to resplice the wires here because I cut them. So I got to find the length, figure out the length, and splice the wires, which ain't no big deal. But yeah, I got to do a couple days worth of wiring, and you know, after work, and the charger comes tomorrow for the battery, and good thing because they're out of stock. So if you want to buy, I don't know, a battery for a 52 volt battery from Luna, you know, you're out of luck. So I guess better luck next year. But no, I got mine coming tomorrow. And so anyway, yeah, I'll figure out the battery, get it installed, get it all working. And then the next video you'll see of this is it running. So anyway, till next time. There's a quick shot of the battery on the bike. I mean, the only thing holding that thing on is like super magnets, and that thing will not move. I mean, you really have to push on that thing to get it off. I mean, it's on there. So that's it. It just basically sits on there on super magnets. And now I got to figure out the wiring because it's not. Well, I'll figure out the wiring, and I'll show you on the next video. It's not anything I haven't figured out before. So till next time. Oh, I just wanted to go on record that I figured out the wiring. So, you know, it's only like 10 minutes later. So we're just gonna yeah, just know that. Okay, next time. Bye. All right. So it's January 25th, 2019, and we are going to run this thing for the first time. Check it out. Oh, look at that. Oh yeah. Yep, it's done. So, yep, all I got to do now is just do the finer touches on it, hide the wiring. You know, I got to order a tool to, you know, do some custom mounting. But I mean, essentially, this baby's done. It's running. I mean, there's no problems with it. It runs. The display works. It's no problem. There it is. And yeah, it's done. So yeah, just hide the wiring. I got to order a tool to make rivet holes to mount the controller, and but that's where the controller is going to sit. And I hide all the wiring down here. Ugh. Yeah. So yeah, it's done. And then my brother's bike. I haven't heard the word on the his battery yet, but I mean, you know, of course I'm going to call him as soon as I shut this thing off and see what's going on. But yeah, it's done. So I got stuff on order for the trike, but that's a whole nother story. I'm going to do that video all at once. And so yeah, let's get a close up on the wheel. So yeah, it's done. So yeah, I'm gonna give you an update on my brother's bike when he gets his battery. So yep, till next time. Hold on, we gotta do one more of the run of the bike. The brakes. There's the pedal assist. Oh! Yeah, that's the way it's done, boys and girls. Yep, alright, so till next time.